Welcome back to the channel. A friend of mine gave me this swing. It was in her backyard and she said she didn't use it. She wanted me to get rid of it. On closer inspection, it's not that bad a shape. There's a couple little cracks in it, but there's a lot of, I don't know if you call it mildew or moss, gritty. See all this ick on there, and that's probably the reason she didn't want it. And what I think I'm going to do is try to clean that up. It looks like it's a little bit bowed, a little warped. So I don't think it was hanging. I think it was sitting around. But I've already cleaned this with a pressure washer, believe it or not. It was filthy. And I think it was laying on the ground. But let's see if we can bring this back to life. And I got a product that might work on this. Probably you've heard about it, but 30-second outdoor cleaner concentrate, 2.5 gallon, algae, mold, and mildew, wipes out dirt and grime, decks, fences, painted surfaces, concrete, gutters, basically anything. So let me put some of this in my garden sprayer and put it on that. It says mix it equal parts water, but I'm just going to try it straight. This is a container I had from another project, so I didn't buy it for this. That's just some extra left over. Let me wet this down good. It looks like I need a stronger concentrate than diluted, you know. Now let me get this wet. It says 30 seconds, but probably take 30 minutes on this. I've already pressure washed it. That's what this mess is in the driveway. And it looks better, believe it or not, but it's pretty nasty, pretty crusty here. I'm going to try to wet everything. It's not really the tip in there I wanted, but that's what was in the unit. Coming out pretty fast here. I'm going to wet it down pretty good. I wish they'd make these sprayers pump faster, you know, like the volume. Not in speed, but I mean to pressurize your tank. They always take 50 pumps to get anything. So, does it look like it's changing color at all? It does there a little bit. I guess what I ought to do is tip it over and get the seat too. Get everything. Now there's a chip out of this corner. I would imagine this seat's probably a couple $100. Whether the Amish make it or who make it. I should make them. I'd probably make it a little bit thicker, a little more heavy duty. Get a couple people sitting on one of these, you don't want it to fall, you know. And if I get this thing cleaned up, I might keep it. If not, I might put it right in the garage sale kind of thing, you know. Somebody might want it. But if I can get it looking good and it sits good, I might put it on the porch. You'd have a piece of furniture that could be out all winter, you know. Looks like it's been out a lot of winters already. But she's about empty here. We'll use all this up. There's a little white foaming action going on under there. That's it, guys. Let's let that set a few minutes. I'll read the directs here. It says 30 seconds, but they might want you to scrub it. Let's see what it says here. Mix equal parts water on a dry surface, saturate the product, rinse with a garden hose. Really? Wow. If it's that good, you don't have to do anything, just rinse it off. But I think I'm going to use a pressure washer. I got this Greenworks 1800. It's not very strong. Should be fine for that. But it looks like it's lightening up already. Let's see here. Definitely it's lightening up. I don't know if you can see that. I want to get it looking a lot better. Maybe a coat of stain on that would look nice. Alright, I went and grabbed a cup of coffee. Gave it a few minutes to do its thing. You want to catch it before it dries, I'm sure. You know, it's still pretty wet. So I've got my Greenworks little pressure washer. I think I give 20 or 30 bucks for it. Garage sale. Works great. Let's try it out. Some of it, I'm using a 25-degree nozzle. After this board here, and then I'll switch over to the turbo nozzle. There's a lot of current coming off. Too much pressure to tear up the fibers in the wood, like doing a test, you know, you gotta be careful. Well, I guess that's 100% better. I'm going to switch out tips. I'll go from the green to the turbo. I also have a red one. I think that's a straight, isn't it? But this turbo, let's see if this works. Well, right away, I see fibers lifting, so I don't know if I should try this bit. Let me try on a handle here, see. You don't want to do more damage than good, you know. The thing nice about the turbo is it usually doesn't skip a spot. That spinning action makes a big difference. A lot of green is coming off. Yeah, I'm still not sure I like the turbo. I think it's a little rough on the wood here. We've got to switch back to that green tip. This pressure washer only uses like 1.1 gallons of water a minute, it says. I don't know if that's on the regular, all the nozzles or what, but it doesn't use a lot of water. That's good. Let's get this tip in there. Let's try her again. Maybe if I let it dry and do 2 applications. What? if we stain it like the house, you know, it's a solid stain. You won't see the wood grain, but we could cover up any of the ugliness. Looks a lot better. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe. Let me put it on time lapse. Well, that turned out surprisingly pretty good. The color looks nice. There's a little bit of a bow in it, I can see, but that might straighten out when the chains are hung on it. I could do one of two things. I could get new chains. It'd be like a dog chain, you know, rated for whatever, 400 or 500 pounds for 2 people, and then hang it from the porch. That'd be cool. Or I could build legs for it and make like a love seat kind of thing for the porch. The back side turned out pretty good. I think the color looks pretty nice on it, so I'm not sure I'm going to stain it. So that's the pretty much a wrap on this. There's little, it's like little pine nuts or whatever you want to call them. There's a couple pebbles in it, stones. I got to get a screwdriver, poke them out. So I know this was laying on the ground. So 30-second outdoor cleaner concentrate, and it says hose it off, but I used the pressure washer. This is probably a little far gone compared to most. Definitely better than when I started. And the time, I don't know, probably 20-25 minutes. Used more water than I wanted to, but look at all the gunk that come off from it in the drive here. So I got to rinse off the drive now, but all that moss, mold, mildew, whatever you want to call it, it's a lot of debris here. Leaves and a few stones. So I'll grab a screwdriver, poke them a couple of stones out of there. I might put it up on the deck to dry or leave it out in the sun to dry today. Maybe put some like Thompson water seal on it and kind of keep that wood grain, because it's rather attractive. And the more I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking that instead of a swing, which up here is usually quite windy, you know, banging into the side of the house or something, I might go ahead and make legs for it and use it as a love seat on the porch. That'd be kind of comfortable. Nice curvature. Be great to sit there with a cup of coffee and a book or whatever, you know. Okay, so if I'm going to put legs on this thing, I might as well get it over with and do it. Because if I ponder it, I'll never get back to it. You know how that goes. So looking at the bottom, these are slightly less than 1.5 inches. So they're not 5/4. They must have planed them down. So I guess I'll use 2x4s. That's a 2x4. So I guess I'll use 2x4 legs. And the average chair height is somewhere around 16 inches. That's about 16. On this, you kind of want to sit in it and relax and lean back. So I'm not sure if I want to go 16 or if I want to go like 18. Make it a little more, I don't know what's the word, a little comfortable to sit down and lean back. So let me take these, I don't know, I guess I'll take this metal chair out. They're kind of neat, but make some room here. This is kind of where I want to put it. So if we put it here, like I said, this can stay out all winter and we don't have to worry about it. What I want to do though, let me show you, is check the angle. Now you see that angle that it's at? I don't know if you're in frame, are you? Yeah. So, say I want to sit down, which is going to be pretty low. The angle back is what you got to have. And if you're sitting up too straight, you're not going to want to sit there for a while. You want to lean back. So my guess is we're probably going to want this a little bit more of an angle than it is now. Now because this is a swing, originally, all you had to do is change the links, and it'll lean, lean, lean every link you go. But I think at this angle, it's not enough. So that's probably around a 10 degree. I'm probably going to want to make the legs maybe 15 degrees. And I'll probably make them about 18 inches long. Alright, so I brought the little table saw. Let's see if we can do everything on one tool. I'll check my height. That's good. I only like enough blade sticking through that if you ever slipped and got it, it's going to get flesh and not take off a finger. That's really important. I've seen people raise a blade way up. That's crazy, you know. I think we'll cut them probably to length first. And this one, I got 2x6s and 2x4s out on the pile. That's 19. So that's already got a hole in it. What do we got full length here? 22. Maybe I'll use up what we got here. Take my gauge. And what do we say? About 15 degrees. So off 90 would be 75. And then see the maximum length I can get on this. Let me get back here. So here's our leg. You see that angle? Instead of being a total 90, it could be laying back. And so the top, I'm not sure. I better run back over and check it. The 15 degree is what I'm considering, but I want to know where it hooks onto the seat. Is the seat level, or is that on an angle right now? Let me run over and check that. Alright, it's going to be a little more complicated than that. I think the back leg, having a bench this way, is going to lean back. So that's going to catch you from rocking. On the front, I don't really want it sticking out way out beyond, but maybe I do. And if so, I thought I should notch this so that it can fit up under the seat, and the weight of the rail is going to be sitting on the ledge, and then I can put my screw in it. I think that'd be stronger than sitting on it. I'll show you when I get over there. And then the length, I think I said I wanted somewhere around 18 inches. It's probably going to be 16, but It's easier to cut it again than it is to try to add. This is a real old tape measure. So let's cut this side. So let's see. I would sit like that. I need 2 of those. And then I've got 2x6s on my pile back here. So I got to cut these up. Let me set that down. Easy way to throw your guide on there. Without measuring, just do that. All done. And then we'll just cut these. Pick the best side, right? I know if I don't get to this project today, I probably won't get to it this year. You know how that is, so stay right focused, get your job done with. Do a video and then pause it, and then when can you get back to it, you know? I got a pallet of deck cutoff boards and things. Alright, so now we got all 2x4s. Let's see if we can do a copy on that. And this will be the front leg. This is a hair shorter. Line our ends up. The reason the front legs are a little shorter is the curvature of the seat is a little less in the front. So this will be 2 backs, and then I'm not sure, like I said, on the front, if this is the 2 back legs. I'm not sure on the front if I want the front leg going right straight down up to the seat. I don't want it tipping forward. I don't want it out where you're going to kick it either walking by it. So I might keep that square. And then the angle on the front leg is going to be a little bit different than the back. So I'll run back over and check that. Alright, what I come up with, I still want to notch it out so that the weight of the seat sits onto this. I do want to shorten it up just a little bit because with the width of the rail of the seat, it's going to bring it up 20 some inches, and that's a little bit too high. So I'm going to shorten it back up. And then I'll label this R for rear. This one is going to be the front. This was that piece I already cut. Let me do the other, the same size. And then as we go, instead of getting out a circular saw, chop saw, we're going to do it all on a table saw. Label this R for rear. Now, there's our two rears, and then the front is going to be a different angle. So let me see what angle that is. This is on the top edge. It's the same 15. So this will be the top front. Let's do this one real quick. Time for a new blade. There's a new one hooked on the machine here. Just a little lazy to do it, I guess. Alright, now we need to find this angle. And I put a tracer mark on it over on the bench. I didn't take you over there, but we can take and move this square to line up to that angle. And this will be the bottom of the front leg. And that is roughly an 84 degree. So we're going to take off about 75, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're going to take off about 6 degrees. Right there, lock that down. 100 to length. If I wanted to get the planer out, I could make these real pretty, but we're not going to monkey with that. Alright, so this is the top front. Line that up as our degree. This one is our bottom. So top, front. Okay, now we got to do the notching. And one of these, I had it marked, top front, What's this one? The rear. Right there. So it's going to be the same angle. It's pretty cool using a square like this part of the saw. Get out less tools to do the project. You know, that's still our 75 degree. So now we want to take out almost half of this material. So this is 1.5 inches. So we're going to want to bring the blade up about 3/4. And then we're going to get rid of the correct angle here. Going to get rid of this material. It's going to be on this mark. And then we'll do the same thing on this one. This will be, if you're looking at it from the front, I'll label this F for front, back, side, I don't know. Well, now we got to get rid of this material. So if that's the left rear leg, we got to do opposite on this one. This will be the right rear leg. The two angles are the same, they are. And then we want to get rid of the outside. So the X is going to be on this side. We need to run it on this side. And there's a D10 at 75 on this. And then we need to know how far to come down. And stand it like that. Line it up. No, the leaves blow off the porch. And then there's those. Now this is the left hand, so we got to get rid of this side. The top angle was this angle. So I have to run over to the chair and get the depth, which is going to be different than that leg. Be right back. So I just went over to the chair and just put a pencil mark. And this one will be the front left. On this one will be the front. I'm going to do this right here. Got it backwards. This is front right. Now we need to do the left. Just transfer our line over, or set it beside the other one. Which is probably more accurate. We've got to cut the height and mortise this right out. And we're 2.5. Crank our blade up 2.5. And then now we put our guide up here. We're going to get rid of this side. We want 3/4 of an inch. Half of the 2x. Oh, this tape is rough shape. Hard to read the numbers. Guide's not down on it. Still not down on it. There. And we're just going to run it through. Make this a little more of this, you know. Alright, so that takes care of the front legs, we think. And then the back legs should be the same, 2.5, right? No, they're not. They're 2. But the front seat was a little bit different. And then we knot the X on this side. Almost ready to go and try it. X on this side. There we go. Let's go over and check it out, see how bad we did. Alright, I think we'll start on the bottom part here. I got some 2-inch screws, a drill bit, and a screw bit. This is our front right. This is our rear right. This will be our rear left. Now I mortised that, so to line up that angle, it should be just as simple as, you know, throw a couple spacers to hold it even. It's too high. But just hit that angle like that, right there, and you can't move. I'll pre-drill a couple holes. I think later I'll put a couple screws in it, machine bolts, you know. But for now, a couple deck screws. Bring it in. Get our angle, slide it back as far as we can go. Start a couple screwies. Check our angle again, because this is moving all over. So slide this down. Like this. That's it right there. Now I don't want to go so far and come through the other side. I don't want to split the wood. Okay, so there's that. We're not totally sure this angle's correct yet, but we'll see. It's easy to stand it up and then put a straight edge and mark it, but it was, you know, for not being a furniture maker, this is about the best we can do here. All right, so this one, what was the same as this? Okay, that's the, let's see. This is the other back one. This is the front one for this side. So this, you just slide this over. Same idea. And then I think to make this stronger, especially if we're not going to bolt it right away, bolts are, you know, they're going to work. But we could put a little brace between here and then maybe across or to go across to the other legs just to keep this stable, you know, from two people rocking on it or something. Same thing. This goes up to touch. This is touching. This is touching. That's my angle. And that's it. Am I getting through in there? I didn't drill that proper, did I? Let's replace that screw. Beautiful. They don't go through all the way. This is the match to this side. Keep them from splitting. I'll zoom the camera out farther. Do this top one. Remember, this was chipped out here, and I can replicate that or just take that board off and make a new board. Get our angle. That's it. There's no adjustment on that angle. Once it's there, that's the angle. We did 15 degrees. Let's see if we'll be sorry for that, you know. Awkward. Really awkward. Upside down. Check our angle. That's off. That's tight now. Right there. Beautiful screws. Looks good. Now, let's do this back one. And I think probably a carriage bolt would be good. I've got some, not handy. I know I got some. But I just want to see with the screws first. Bring that up. There's our angle. See, there's no adjustment on that angle. Let's see it. That's touching. There we go. There's 4 legs. Now we're going to set it up. It looks like the angle is off on the legs. I tried. So let's stand this up and see how bad it looks. Before I flip this, I wanted to show you. Here's our cutoff piece. Like I said, to make this stronger from rocking, if we did either a gusset that would go like this, that would keep this from going. We could do something going across both of them like this, which would be good. We could do one across here, one across down there, and then a center one to come across. That's about it. We could do 1, 2, 3 pieces like that, and then we could do 2 of them at 45 down to it, and that would get rid of all the rock and roll on it. So I was just showing you that. Now let's check our angle and see how far we're off. Let's see if I can tip this up without hurting the legs. Let's see. It's not real light. Let's see how bad our legs fit here. Now remember, there's a bow in this base. I'm hoping that when it sits here and the person's sitting on it, it's going to even out. This side, let me show you here. This side is off the ground because it's bowed. But when you bring the legs down, they look even across the bottom. Let's see what this side looks like. See, they're even on the bottom. So I think we're good with that. I think what we have to do is just find out by sitting in it what the angle's like. So that's not bad. I'm kind of glad I leaned it back a little. Kind of think it could lean back a little more. Like the height. I'm not that tall of a person, but this is up a little high. I knew it was going to be, because that gives us room enough to trim it. But I think I'm going to want it leaning back farther. Kind of like that. And so the best way to do that, without anything scientific, would be to throw a board down like the one I brought over here. And just scribe that angle on there. Okay? Not be concerned with this bow. And another way is to get this bow out. It's gonna happen on its own. But it was on the ground, and then when I got it, I put it back on a pallet, and it fell off the pallet, and it was sitting back there on the ground too. So it had absorbed a lot of moisture. I think it's going to settle back down once, you know, we know the legs are the right length and everything. It's going to square up. So I used a bolt cutter and cut the chain off, left the rest of that there. And I could take, once I get the angle I want it, put it in the location I want, press it to the floor, put a screw in it, hold it to the floor so it relaxes again to that. But I think I want to lean it back like that. And I can't do this side because remember this side's got the bow in it. So I'll have to do this other side and then transfer those numbers over there. So if I want to lean this back, I think probably if this front sat on the floor on this and that sat back on the floor, that'd give me the right angle back. So I'll mark that, I'll get a pencil, mark that, and then I'll trim it. Okay, I just trimmed that. Now the angle looks like it's back farther. See, now I'm not like leaning forward. You know how you sit in like a car seat and somebody had it up so high you're like uncomfortable. I'm not laying back, and yet I'm comfortable back. I think this is going to work out good. So I think now I'm just going to do some cross braces like I discussed to beefing this up. And then I think I'm ready to sit in it. So let's check it out. I'll let you know here. Alright, so I put this cross brace front to back on both sides. I put this horizontal that'll keep it from racking this way, and I did the diagonals up to this center board support, and now it doesn't move and it's really stationary. Oh, here comes Dawson. Hey, come check out our chair. He's getting home from school. How was today? Good. Eddie, how was the test? Good. Did you pass it? Of course. All right. What was it on? It doesn't even move, does it? No. Is that comfortable? Yeah. Now we just need a cup holder, don't we? Mm-hmm. What should we do? Something. What if we did like a... See, we always have a little table out here if we want to have a snack or coffee. But if you put your arm here, you can't really put your coffee here, right? Right. Cup holders. I wonder if we should do like a treated board that we could hook maybe underneath here maybe or something, or on top, and have it fold over as a tray. And we come out and have a sandwich or something, right? Have a cookie and coffee. What do you think of this, guys? This is repurposing this. A friend gave me this. It was sitting in her backyard for a long time, and I brought it back to life. I've had it for a while sitting on a pallet, but it kind of fell off the pallet, and it was all nasty. And it come out pretty nice. I think I'll get Thompson water seal on it and kind of keep the color, because it's pretty, isn't it? I was thinking about staining it this solid color, but everything's brown. And I don't know. That would look pretty good. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have a nice day. I hope you enjoy the fall leaves, what's left, the colors. And thanks for watching. Make a comment, like, and subscribe.